Recognizing the accomplishments of the Alumni Association's volunteer leaders is always a special experience for us. And there's no better time to do this than, obviously, at this annual Volunteer Leadership Conference. In addition to bringing everyone together here physically today who's at the conference, we're also live streaming today's ceremony, so we welcome anyone who's watching online. Our volunteer leader training and education program is a key factor in so many of the inspiring stories that you will hear today. This program has been enhanced over the years thanks to the generous support of two Penn State graduates and philanthropic leaders, Jim and Kathleen Stengel, Jim was with us, Jim was with us, as most of you know, for a good chunk of the weekend. Just a phenomenal supporter of the Alumni Association and the university, and such a dedicated alum. We're really, really appreciative of Jim's time and dedication. The transformative endowment that they created in 2014 strengthens Alumni Association programs that support Penn State alumni volunteer leaders across the nation. These awards reflect the Stengel family's commitment to developing volunteer leaders. You may have seen Jim, I know, again, many of you did over the course of this weekend as he headlined our speaker lineup and also hosted a live episode of his CMO podcast yesterday. So again, even though they're not here, please join me in one more quick round of applause for Jim and Kathleen Stengel. Additionally, today's awards program would not be possible without the ongoing year-long work, and efforts by our awards committee, who selected this year's honorees. We thank these dedicated volunteers for their service in selecting our recipients. First off is the Engagement with Young Alumni Award. This is presented to an affiliate group that develops programs and events that encourage the recruitment and participation of alumni under the age of 30. This year, we honor the Penn State Industrial and Manufacturing Engineering Society, APG. This society engaged nearly 100 young alumni last year through numerous programs, the variety of which speaks to the thoughtfulness of the society's planning. Through panels and additional mentoring opportunities, alumni met with first-year students to discuss advice and how to navigate potential career paths. Young alumni hosted students for the society's year-round job shadowing program. Students visited engineering alumni at their work sites to learn how a Penn State degree can help prepare them for their careers. Further strengthening the program, recent engineering grads met with students to provide guidance and advice on their capstone class project, offering their expertise based on their career experience. Finally, the APG spotlighted young alumni on LinkedIn. Boasting nearly 1,000 members, this group's LinkedIn page has become a great way for young alums to become involved with the APG. Young alumni comprise about 40% of the group, and in 2020, the APG opened the page for students as a way to facilitate their engagement as young alumni. So congratulations to the Penn State Industrial and Manufacturing Engineering Society, APG. Here to accept the award, Mike, if you could come up on this side, is Mike Edwards, the Society's Vice President. And Tara, and looks like we've got a third, Mike, and Austin. Hi, Austin. Future Penn State class of what, 30-something, right, probably? Okay.
I just want to thank, first of all, I'm here as the president of the group, and we have an outstanding board of volunteers. It's not just Tara and I. We have 12 outstanding board members that really make it possible for us to have so many young alumni involved. I just wanted to make a quick comment. I challenge all the APGs out there. I used to hear a number of years ago, oh, it's so hard to get volunteers. Well, I don't believe in that. I believe that they're out there and you can find them. The Penn State Alumni Association has a tremendous directory of finding all these people. So utilize it. It lists every single alumni, living and dead, and you will know who they are by name. And we decided a number of years ago, as you mentioned, to include students on our LinkedIn page, and we spotlight them. We go after getting them familiar with our LinkedIn page as they learn LinkedIn as a student. And when they graduate, we're capturing about 95% of each class now. And that's how we're making our APG grow. So I encourage all APGs to, as you interact with the students, get them involved with your social media. So thank you very much again. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Our next award is the Fellowship and Networking Award. This award recognizes groups whose programs and events are typically of a social nature and provide alumni with an outlet to gather and interact with each other in a relaxed and fun environment. This year's recipient is the Ross and Carol Neese College of Nursing Alumni Society. Every fall, the Society hosts a football tailgate on campus, which serves as a great opportunity for Penn Staters to learn more about the college. More than 250 people attended last year's tailgate at Pagula Arena, held before the season opener against Bowling Green. Alumni and friends attending last year's event learned of the college's building renovations and received a commemorative shovel keychain, that sounds cool, from the groundbreaking ceremony and clear stadium regulation carry bag. Additionally, the Society sponsored a group of nursing students from Penn State Fayette, providing transportation so that the tailgate truly had an impact across the Commonwealth. Board members promoted the tailgate on Facebook with a response so positive that one person even offered to help organize this year's event. Board member Carolyn Garver said, "This environment fosters a positive interaction with administration, faculty, alumni, students, and all their families. This day provides interaction and publicity of what our college is accomplishing and adds to our alumni group following." Congratulations to the Ross and Carol Neese College of Nursing Alumni Society. Here to accept the award is Society President Mark Kreider and immediate past president of the Society, Lois Thompson. We'll do it first. Do the photo first. Yeah, we'll do the photo first. We'll do a photo first. Lois. Oh, sorry. Happens all the time.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So it's a tremendous honor to stand here and accept this award from the Penn State Alumni Association. To be recognized by such a dedicated group of fellow Penn Staters is truly humbling, and we hope that it motivates us to continue striving for excellence. Our deepest gratitude is expressed to the Alumni Association and the awards committee for the selection. This award highlights the core values of the Penn State Alumni Association and our college. Our mission is to support the college through student, alumni, faculty, and community relations, as well as for development. The aim is to support the college's strategic plan, to build an alumni network, and foster positive student interactions. Our vision is to use our alumni talents to assist the Penn State Ross and Carol Neese College of Nursing in supporting the growth of student, faculty, staff, and fellow alumni. This award recognizes the collective effort of individuals who embody the mission and vision daily. Gratitude is extended to all our amazing board members for their dedication and to our Dean and DAR for their continued support. This award reinforces our commitment to advancing the mission of Penn State and the Ross and Carol Neese College of Nursing. Thank you for this honor.
Congratulations again. Next up is the Fundraising Award. This award recognizes those who have raised money to support a variety of initiatives across the Penn State community. This year's honoree is the Triangle Chapter. Let's give it up. One of the hallmarks of our alumni network is that Penn Staters step up and provide relief to their local communities in times of need. The North Carolina-based Triangle Chapter is the latest great example of that. When Hurricane Helene struck Asheville in September of last year, the city suffered major destruction and loss of life. Chapter leaders promptly met to determine how the group could support their community. Traditionally, the chapter conducts a 50-50 raffle during their football game watch parties to raise funds for their scholarship program. Recognizing the urgent needs arising from the impact of the storm, they made a significant shift. All funds raised from the raffles were redirected from the scholarship fund to the United Way of North Carolina, designated explicitly for Asheville relief efforts. Through this initiative and additional cash contributions from generous members, the chapter donated $4,427 to support those affected by the hurricane. Additionally, the chapter donated more than 600 pounds of food. Based on Feeding America standard, where $1 equates to 1 pound of food, the monetary donation translates to an additional 4,427 pounds of food. Combining financial and physical donations, the chapter contributed a staggering 2.514 tons of food to the Asheville relief effort. That's amazing. Through swift action, generosity, and steadfast dedication, our Penn Staters in the Triangle chapter embodied the true spirit of community and service. Here to accept the award is Chapter President Brian Shaughnessy.
Just say a few words. I do want to thank everybody in the Alumni Association for the Triangle area that did come up and help Asheville out with their time of need. Also want to thank our philanthropy chair, Jency, for taking all the food over. Every week, her car was loaded up with food, and it was quite a task doing that. So when things do happen, the chapters can come together and help different areas in the country. So if you want to do this volunteer award, fundraising award, think about all the areas that are in need and come up with an idea for it. And I want to thank the Alumni Association for this award. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Okay, next up is the Joint Activity Award, created to recognize the collaborative efforts of 2 or more alumni groups. This year, the award goes to the World Campus Alumni Society, the Great Valley Alumni Society, and the Fox Graduate School Alumni Society. Last October, on the Great Valley campus, the 3 groups held an event titled Meet the Leaders and Learn About Innovation in Online Graduate and Professional Education. It was the first joint activity between these 3 societies, attracting more than 75 guests, representing all the collaborating groups, strengthening their relationships with Penn State and each other, and providing a template for future events that can be replicated across the university to bring non-traditional learners together. Leaders from the academic unit shared updates, and the formal program ended with introductions from representatives of each of the alumni societies and local chapters to share how attendees can connect in the future and where to find more information. Additionally, the presence of faculty and staff, including some faculty bringing their classes to provide an opportunity for students to participate with leaders and alumni, proved a great addition to the event by emphasizing how Penn State's teaching, research, and service mission extends beyond the campus into the alumni network. Through the interactions between alumni and faculty, a deeper sense of understanding was forged. To accept the award, we have a representative of each of the 3 groups. Please welcome President and Philanthropy of the World Campus Alumni Society, Mark Pobletti, President of the Great Valley Alumni Society, Mike Coe, and past President of the Fox Graduate School Alumni Society, Kathy Hume. Kathy, I think you're that one. Mark, I think you're that one, but double check those before you leave town.
All right, so thank you, Ryan, and good morning, everyone. So on behalf of myself from Great Valley, Mark Pobletti from the World Campus, and Kathy Hume from the Fox Graduate School, we'd like to thank the Alumni Association Awards Committee for selecting us as a recipient for the Joint Activity Awards. It's truly an honor. Collaborating on an event where we brought the leaders of our campuses together to host an evening of thought leadership and connection was more than just an event. is a celebration of what makes our alumni community powerful: a shared vision, collective wisdom, and a commitment to shaping the future together. And this recognition isn't ours alone. It belongs to every volunteer, partner, and alum who brought their creativity, insight, and spirit to the event. We especially wanted to thank Doctors Colin Neal, Levon Esters, and Renata Engel for sharing their insights on innovation in online, graduate, and professional education during the event. And to the directors of the Alumni Relations from each of the campuses: Jade Veit from Great Valley, Marcia Kimmler from World Campus, and Jennifer Thies from Fox Graduate School, as they were the ones that turned the idea into a memorable reality. So here's to more collaboration and to a future led by alumni who are not only passionate, but unstoppable. So thanks again, and we are.
Congrats again. Okay, next up is the Ned Brokloff Award for Alumni Association Affiliate Group Innovation. It's a lot of words, Ned. It's a lot of words. This award recognizes groups that take the opportunity to be entrepreneurial and creative and offer their members a new or innovative program. Now, the award's namesake, Ned Brokloff, is no stranger to helping the Alumni Association be more innovative and collaborative in our outreach efforts. His recent guidance and partnership with our inaugural Defense and Intelligence Summit held this past spring in Washington, D.C., which was a huge success, was a creative partnership between industry, the Academy, and the Division of Development Alumni Relations. Ned is with us today, and I'd like to ask him to join me here and make some introductory remarks as we recognize this year's recipient. Please join me as we recognize and thank Ned for his ongoing generosity, leadership, and support of the Alumni Association.
I just want to say one thing simple. Oftentimes, I don't know the winners of the groups until I meet them here at the event. Where's Chris from Lehigh Valley? Like, Chris has become a good friend from that. But World Campus is a little bit more meaningful to me, although I wasn't part of the campus, from like Renata Engel, who I've known since 1979, down to Marcia Kimmler and Dawn Lenz from there, and Michelle and Mark, all good friends. And I love the chapter, or an organization like World Campus on this event. It means a little more to me, to the people in it. So congratulations.
Thank you, Ned. You going to stay up here?
I can stay up here.
I think you should. Thank you, Ned.
Drink up here.
Might go longer than we thought in that case. All right. So last year's We Are Weekend agenda featured the inaugural Roar Where You Are scavenger hunt, which the World Campus Alumni Society sponsored. Nearly 50 people participated in the Penn State themed activity, which encouraged them to share their Penn State pride in neighborhoods, on the road, and on campus, and in homes nationwide through innovative, creative, and self-regulating adventures tracked on social media and email. The challenges range from drawing a picture of the Penn State logo. You ever tried to do that from side? It's hard. It's hard to do. To sharing what you love most about being a Penn Stater, to showing how you volunteer in the community. The World Campus Alumni Society tracked participation through the weekend, engaged with posts to amplify connections, and monitor the event to ensure fun and safety were top priorities. The top prize winners received swag packs, and thanks to Penn State students at the Learning Factory, 1-inch tall Nittany Lion statues made especially for the occasion, the smallest Nittany Lions we think we've ever seen, and obviously very highly coveted. The post-event survey featured a theme with many attendees saying, "Please do this again." A new tradition was born, and this event was held again earlier this summer during We Are Weekend. Here to accept the award is Michelle Bazzelli, board member of the World Campus Alumni Society. Michelle.
I asked Grok last night, what is innovation? It is solving a problem or an objective. Our objective was to put more of Penn State into the world. The next step in innovation is brainstorming. I call that a lot of north-south, east-west, and that face you make when you're like, what's that smell? It requires a lot of buy-in, throwing some spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, and a whole lot of trust. We were lucky enough to have a vehicle driven by Marcia Kimmler, who supports us in the society in everything that we do, and this is no small task. Two days into the first event, Marcia got an email that said, "This is exactly what we needed. Do it again." This year, 18 hours into our second scavenger hunt, Marcia said, "I have notes for next year." At the end of the week, somebody said, "You need to do it again." It only makes sense, as we accept this award, to continue being creative and go for a three-peat. Keep your flair. It might be a clue next year. We were asked to bring Penn State to the world, and on our way there, we found people from Penn State who needed the world to come to them. We are now World Campus. We are Penn State without borders. The sun never sets on Penn State because of World Campus. Mr. Brookloff, thank you so much for allowing us to be creative and throwing that rock towards the stars, because knowing very well we're going to find a Penn Stater.
Okay, next up, we have the Outstanding Service Project Award. This recognizes the outstanding efforts of our affiliate groups for giving back to their communities through local or national service projects. This year, we are pleased to present the award to the Bucks County chapter. Early in 2024, a chapter board member learned that Penn State's Abington campus Career Closet was looking for professional clothing for their students for interviewing and attending job fairs. The chapter shared the need on social media and in its newsletter. Not surprisingly, our alumni and friends stepped up when called on. The chapter received so many responses that they stopped counting clothing and started counting by the carload. During January and February, the chapter delivered more than a dozen jam-packed carloads of high-quality suits for men and women, as well as accessories: shirts, jackets, pants, blazers, shoes, ties, belts, pocketbooks, and jewelry. The generosity of the Bucks County chapter reached such a point that the Career Closet staff didn't have room for any more donations. It's also worth noting that among the collection were 3 tuxedos that were donated to the program chair of the Abington Campus Performing Arts, and the chapter also received monetary donations. As if that all wasn't enough, after the career month in February, when students picked up the donations for interviews and career fair outfits, the chapter restocked the Career Closet with another carload of clothes. Congratulations to the Bucks County chapter. To accept the award, please help me welcome the Treasurer and Secretary Darlene Baker. I think this is more than Darlene, and we're okay with that. Oh, and Deb too. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. We're going to get a picture here?
Yeah, got to get a photo. Everybody come up for a photo? You can squeeze in. You can squeeze in. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Darlene is at the beach right now, so I'm going in for her. My name is Deb Myatt, and we want to tell you a little more about our program. Imagine being a senior student at Penn State and not having the appropriate clothing to wear to go to the career services or to their interviews. We had somebody that met us at one of our TV football shows, and he said, I go over there to Abington and I help teach the boys how to put a tie on. The problem is there aren't that many ties. We went over and checked it out, and it was, yes, we had an opportunity to help out there, and boy, did it ever work out great. It really, once we put the call out for the clothing, and you mentioned all the different things we had to get, it was like raining clothing for us. We were able to pick the stuff up, or they dropped it up. We organized it all, and they were overwhelmed with the clothing.
They continued to have people to come in and teach the guys how to do their ties. They had such a good response that they did a fashion show with the clothing and walking on a catwalk, and they had things, different titles. One of them was what not to wear to your interview, which was really good. They had turtled shirts and all. But these people really got into it, and it felt like we were at a fashion show. We got to attend that as well as seeing all of this stuff go on, and we have continued. That was, I think, a year and a half ago. And so we have now been able to continue to provide. The main thing I want to tell you, though, is it involved our younger alumni. They really got into it. I guess they wanted to clean out their closets. And they did a great job, and it's what they needed, that type clothing. So, and it was a group. It was definitely a group effort from all of us to sort everything out and take it over. So the bottom line is it really helped. Maybe you guys can check out. And our chapter will be donating our monetary award, half to the Lion's Share Pantry there, as well as half to the Career Closet. So thank you for this opportunity. We greatly appreciate it. We are.
Thank you, Deb. That's awesome. Okay, next up is the Professional Development Award, which is presented to a group which offers exceptional professional development programs to help alumni grow and advance in their professional careers. This year's award recognizes the Harrisburg Alumni Society. Last year, the Society partnered with Career Services and Residence Life on a new etiquette series designed to prepare students for professional settings and life after college. Students participated in 3 events. They were given the opportunity to talk to alumni and employers about the do's and don'ts of career fairs and interviews, as well as how to promote themselves in preparation for a career fair. Students learned conversation etiquette and how to introduce themselves while enjoying hors d'oeuvres and networking with alumni and employers. And the series concluded with a formal 4-course etiquette dinner where students learned how to navigate formal place settings, ordering, and expectations for dining in a professional setting. Each event was led by a society member, and students asked questions about their careers, professional dress, and many other work topics in a safe and welcoming environment. Additionally, students also received professional headshots during the evening. With more than 100 students and more than 20 alumni and employers attending the events, the Society felt that this was a huge success, and we agree. Congratulations to the Harrisburg Alumni Society. To accept the award, please help me welcome Society President Jennifer Eckinger.
Hello, and thank you to the Alumni Association and the Awards Committee for recognizing the efforts of the Etiquette Series, preparing students for professional success. It was through the collaborative efforts of many to help students gain confidence, skills, and knowledge to navigate professional environments. I offer special thanks to Megan Bennett, the Associate Director of Alumni Relations at Penn State Harrisburg, our Career Services team, our Residence Life team, the Alumni Society Board, and many engaged alumni that helped to plan and participate in the events. All of the efforts helped to create professional connections, strengthen alumni-student relationships, and serve as an example of how students can be future alumni mentors. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Jen. Okay, next up is the Scholarship Development Award. This award was created to recognize efforts specifically targeted at raising money in support of student scholarships. This year's award recipient is the Phoenix chapter. I should say when I graduated from high school in Scottsdale, Arizona in 1991, I was one of 2 Arizona high schoolers who were coming to Penn State that year. And there was a scholarship given out, I think it was $500, and I got it because I think the other guy didn't apply. So thank you again to the Phoenix chapter for that. It was a great head start. Okay, like we often see with our alumni network, Penn Staters step up to celebrate one another and, when necessary, to console and support one another in times of loss. The Phoenix chapter is the latest example when discussing the latter. In 2024, the chapter sadly lost one of its most active members, then past president of the chapter, to breast cancer, Tamara, and I hope I'm getting her name right, Abramitis. Spirited as ever, Tamara battled cancer while remaining an active member of the Phoenix chapter and was an instrumental supporter of making strides for a cure, raising funds for breast cancer awareness, research, and awareness. Her zest for life and pride in being a Nittany Lion never wavered as she selflessly gave to others in need. In Tamara's honor, the chapter has raised funds for the inaugural Tamara Abramitis Spirit Award, which will be presented next month to an incoming Nittany Lion who represents her sense of community and spirit. In Tamara's honor, the chapter hosted a silent auction to raise funds for the scholarship, which will focus on resilience, overcoming challenges, and the why of choosing Penn State. The silent auction raised $800, and a dedicated watch party for the Penn State-Washington game allowed dozens of chapter members to come together to share memories, raise scholarship funds, and celebrate our Nittany Lions at an event she would have loved. To accept the award, I'm going to turn it over to the screen and hear from Chapter President Katie Leonardis.
Hi, I'm Katie, current chapter president of the Phoenix chapter. I want to start out by thanking the university for giving us so much support and the ability to develop this new scholarship initiative, to all of our members who helped make this a possibility, and a special shout out to Joanne Borish, who submitted such a strong application for us. This award was created to honor integral chapter members no longer with us who really embodied the Penn State spirit. One of those was Tamara Abramitis. If you're not familiar with her, she was an amazing chapter member that we had. She served as president for several terms, was an active volunteer with Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Society, as well as the American Cancer Society. Sadly, last May, she lost her battle with triple-negative breast cancer at the age of 34, which really prompted us to develop an award for those chapter members that were really involved with us who are no longer with us. We utilized this to create an award for a student who really embraces the Penn State spirit, a love of Penn State, giving back, overcoming adversity. So with this new donation from the university, we are able to create an endowment moving forward for our new Penn State Phoenix Spirit Award. Our award is not based in academics, but really based in that love of Penn State and overcoming adversity. And I can't wait for our first recipients to apply this year. Thanks, guys.
Congrats again to the Phoenix chapter. All right, next up is the Tracy and Rick Regal Pinnacle Event Excellence Award. It's the final group category award today. Consideration for this award is given to an Alumni Association affiliate group that built an event from the ground up and worked to grow the event year after year, reaching the pinnacle of success. Tracy and Rick are both 1985 Penn State graduates and longtime supporters and volunteers for the university. Tracy is an at-large member on the Board of Trustees and has been recognized as a Penn State Alumni Association Alumni Council Volunteer of the Year and the Division of Donor and Alumni Relations Volunteer of the Year. She and Rick have created scholarships in Penn State's College of Engineering and Schreier Honors College. Among their many volunteer efforts, Tracy and Rick are both members of the Schreier Honors College External Advisory Board. Please help me thank Tracy and Rick for their generous support of the Alumni Association and in endowing this award. They're not able to join us today, but they've asked us to express their warm congratulations to this year's recipient, and that is the Penn State Hotel and Restaurant Society. In the true spirit of this award, the Society has transformed the Hospitality Executive of the Year award ceremony into a sustainable signature event that significantly contributes to the future of students and education at Penn State School of Hospitality Management. The award has a long and storied history that reflects the evolution of Penn State's commitment to excellence in the hospitality industry. What began in 1961 as a modest gathering has blossomed into a premier fundraising event, achieving a record-breaking milestone in 2024. This number is wild, by raising $640,000. This transformation is the result of thoughtful strategy, visionary leadership, and a passionate commitment to supporting the next generation of hospitality leaders. For decades, the event was held in conjunction with the International Hotel, Lodging, and Restaurant Show in New York City, However, by 2014, it became evident that to achieve greater attendance, higher revenue potential, and enhanced donor engagement, fundamental changes were necessary. Under the guidance of past presidents, the Society took a bold step. They paused the event in 2015 to reimagine its future. This strategic decision allowed for comprehensive planning and reflection. In 2016, the event was relaunched with a fresh vision and moved to University Park, creating greater opportunity for faculty, staff, and students to engage with industry leaders, resulting in raising that record amount of $640,000. Here to accept the award is Society President Tom Neely. You got your hands full here. Maybe I can hold one. Congratulations.
You got it. Thank you. So thank you very much to the Alumni Association for this honor, and it is truly is an honor. We have been working as one of Penn State's oldest affiliate groups, started as the Penn State Greeters with the effort to connect Penn State to the world and help our students connect to the industry at a higher level, but also continue to elevate Penn State to the highest levels of recognition. As we develop this Hospitality Executive of the Year event over the years, it has allowed us to connect to industry greats such as Baron Hilton, Bill Marriott, even Chef Louis Othmering, for those of you who may know him. But it has not only that, connected Penn State to those greats in our industry, but also our students, the effort to integrate and network with some of the best in our industry. And as much as it is that event, it is also a way for us to give back to Penn State. We have raised and endowed almost $2 million in scholarship and industry support to the college. Thank you. Across all facets of the education process. We've just recently ventured into endowing a new professor development. We have scholarship for young emerging professionals joining our program. We have scholarship for graduate programs. We have endowed funds to help our students participate in industry events around the world. And those kinds of activities and skills elevate our students to the highest levels of our industry and make them some of the most sought after. We're very proud to have been able to do that and continue in those efforts. And if you're in State College on April 8th of 2026, we'll be honoring our next awardee, Ms. Leni Olberg, the Chief Financial Officer of Marriott International. Thank you again.
All right, congrats again. We're going to take a 15-minute break now. When we return, we'll recognize the honorees in this year's 5 individual categories. And for those honors, I will hand over the mic and the stage to our Alumni Association President, Susan Robinson. For now, enjoy dessert.
Thank you for being here today. For those of us who don't know each other, I'm Susan Robinson, and I have the deep honor of being your 84th president of the Penn State Alumni Association. Thank you very much. I'll share for those of you who are in the room, Alumni Council is the governing body, like the board of directors for the 501c3 that is the Penn State Alumni Association. And our process is to identify a vice president that gets elected by Alumni Council. And when that happened for me a little over 2 years ago, I was asked to say a few words. And the first words I said was, "This is not about me, this is about us." And it is amazing to be in a room full of amazing Penn Staters, particularly those of you who have done such incredible work bringing the spirit and pride of Penn State around the world, and in particular, our award recipients today. So I have the honor of walking us through the 5 individual awards that we have. As in my new role, I'm now 27 days in. It's been fairly uneventful. There's been a lot of rain. I have told everyone that I want to stay on time, on task, and to have fun. We're slightly behind time, so that means that I'm going to say very few words and let the words that inspire you today come from our awards recipients because they are truly inspiring Penn Staters. And so we had a little fun because I always love doing the We Are thing. But I want to say for all the folks who have attended ALC, we did a roll call yesterday, and everybody had a lot of fun, or at least they said they did, except for one person who came up to me afterwards and said, I wasn't part of the roll call, but I'm here. So if everyone could do one clap for the Lisa Smith and the Hampton Roads chapter. Thank you much. For those of you also who don't know in the room, I am a person with a vision impairment. While I was a student here at Penn State, I was diagnosed with the adolescent onset of macular degeneration. So if you have changed clothes from yesterday, you are a whole new person to me. And I mistaken an Asian man for my mother, so it's really not personal. The first award that we get to acknowledge is the Joan M. McLean Recent Alumnus Award. Joan is a 1994 graduate. In 2004, she actually received this award herself, which at the time was named the Recent Alumnus Award. She then graciously and generously provided support so that the award is now named after her. The award recipient this year is from my home chapter, the New York City chapter, to our, yes, go ahead, clap. One clap, yeah, because we got to stay on time, so it's one clap. Our social media chair, John Caldwell. John Caldwell joined the board about a year ago, and according to the nominator who submitted his form, he raised the bar for what it means to be a board member of the New York City chapter of the Penn State Alumni Association, and having seen him work in person, it is so true. He revolutionized the social media engagement, and listen to these numbers. 614,000 engagements, which was an increase 6,200%. Like, whose 401k wouldn't take half of that? Doubled the followers on Facebook, doubled the followers on Instagram, and is just creating a presence of engagement for Penn State alum in New York City and beyond. And it is my honor to introduce you to John Caldwell.
Thank you, Susan. And thank you all so much. First, I want to give a huge shout out to our Penn State NYC Alumni Chapter Board, President Will Sullivan, Vice President Mike McHugh, Secretary Marissa Simone, and Treasurer John Bradley, and every single member of our at-large board and advisory board. Your dedication is what make this chapter thrive. But I especially need to thank Will. We've been friends for nearly 15 years now. We met at Penn State, and I've been trying to keep up with him ever since. He's the one who pushed me to get involved with the chapter, and I really had no clue what I was getting myself into. Honestly, he could have asked me to play middle linebacker. He's filming me right now. He could have asked me to play middle linebacker, and that would have made more sense than doing the social media. But I said yes anyway, because that's what you do when a friend needs you. And I dove in with everything that I had. The goal was simple, reach recent alumni by any means necessary. I don't think that Will truly knew how literally I would take that directive. So with that said, for everybody that I gave heart palpitations to in this room right now, including Will, I am sorry. But to those who say that I did this alone, I didn't just ask my friends how many times they woke up to a dozen plus stream of consciousness text messages from me about ideas that I had or whatever. Looking at you, Craig Robleski. Looking at you, Nick Musto, my unofficial crisis comms guy. Ultimately, this isn't my career, so what I'm really most proud of is the increased visibility of our chapter. The new wave of eyes has brought a bunch of young alumni and student volunteers, including people like Amanda Iacona, Jenna Serbo, Danielle Salema, and Matt Levine. They're adding incredible creativity to our chapter and are building our design portfolios and resumes in the process. So what began as 2 guys, 2 cell phones, and 1 Canva account is now a pipeline and a unique culture. And that growth means more than just the numbers. It means more people at our events. It means sorry. It means more support for the Michael D. Ferrugio Scholarship Fund, which honors our former chapter president who tragically perished in the September 11th attacks. So the scholarship goes to a recent NYC area grad attending Penn State. And so every ticket sold, every post shared, and every watch party all ladders up to that cause. Thank you for everyone to making this day possible. We're getting better every day. We are not finished with what we started, and we are.
All right, everybody. A little intermission before the next one. Please give one clap to the Penn State Alumni Association staff. They did an amazing job putting together the ALC conference and this very lovely awards brunch, so thank you to them. Our next award is the Mark and Carol Pobletti Award for Alumni Leadership Development. This award focuses on the support, encouragement, all the things we do to bring in younger alum and other alum to participate with us as volunteers. You've seen her before. Welcome her back, Michelle Bazzelli. Michelle is part of the Baltimore chapter, also part of the World Campus Society, which you've heard. And one of the things that she did this year that was particularly impactful in exemplifying her Penn State encouragement and leadership and mentorship is supporting those when there was a gala event in Baltimore focused on Thon, and they had 100 attendees, biggest ever, $3,000, biggest ever, in support of Thon, and bringing all those folks into the fold and making the success of that event happen was Michelle Bazzelli. Michelle, thank you. Let me get your award for you.
Well, I'm not going to be able to put that on my fridge. Maybe the flat thing. Individual award is such a misnomer. No one person gets to where they are by themselves. First and foremost, George, Amanda, and Jack, thank you for asking me to be a part of Baltimore's board in 2014. We solved some problems with some clothesline and some bungee cords. We were hanging up a banner. The following year, Maryland joined the Big Ten, and I met Charlene Gauss. She thought, wow, wouldn't it be keen to have this World Campus student represent Baltimore in the ALC Conference Committee? Just to let you know, I'd never been to Penn State before. Drove up for the first time. Called her frantically. She picks up the phone. Hi, Charlene. Hi, this is Michelle Bazzelli. Where are you at? We've been missing you. How many lion statues are on campus? Why? I've either driven past 3 of 4, or I've passed this one 3 times. Where am I? Please stay put, we'll send somebody to get you. Send someone out to my car, takes me to the staff lot. I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to park here. We'll deal with that later. Okay. At that ALC, I met Wendy Egger, who taught me the true heart and spirit of what it means to be a Penn Stater. In Baltimore, I met Hunter Davies, who taught me what it meant to lead with enthusiasm. Paul Clifford, Randy Houston, nudged and encouraged me to apply and appoint me to Alumni Council. It was 2020. It was a really long Zoom meeting. I didn't understand. Kelly Lynch was appointed to me as my mentor for the day. She taught me to lead with gentle strength and the occasional Just get in the car. My motto is, please take your World Campus student by the hand. We have no idea what's going on. Roxanne, Cheryl, Lauren, Amy, Susan, Kelly, and anyone else I forget to mention, I'm sorry, I still love you, but we're all melting and it's time to go. World Campus Alumni Society, thank you for giving me the opportunity to truly find the best way for me to serve Penn State. Marcia Kimler, thank you for being my ride or die for all of my crazy and absolutely zany ideas. I'm pretty sure she wakes up in the morning and is, oh my God, I can't believe she emailed me again. And finally, to Mark and Carol Pobletti, thank you for starting this award and encouraging people to lead others in the way that you want to see your future Penn State. It is an honor. And for Carol, I know you're watching. Thank you for leading with your heart. And that's the t-shirt. Thank you so much.
And I totally muffed the punt. Mark Pobletti, would you please come up and say a few words? It's your award. And that's why I'm not on the football team.
Thanks, Susan. Now I get to read this in backwards. Yeah, so I was going to say right off the bat, no, Carol isn't here. Yes, she wishes she could be. For those who don't know, our wedding anniversary is this coming week, so she was gracious enough to give me leave for a few hours to come up here and celebrate with y'all. So I'm really grateful for that. Thanks to Ryan, Jason, the entire Alumni Association staff, to Susan, Anna, and Melissa, Kelly, Marcia, for everybody on the awards committee for giving us this venue to celebrate the incredible volunteers we have here, like Michelle and everybody else that you've heard from today. When Carol and I created this award, our vision was to remind everybody that everybody who's here is here because of somebody else. Somebody else who invited you in, somebody else who invited you to a meeting, to the table, to a committee, to an event. And it is that pay it forward spirit that makes the Alumni Association volunteer corps the greatest in the world. And the stories you're hearing today, I think, and I hope, are going to be a force multiplier that makes each of you feel a little bit more inspired to go back to your groups and think about the ways that you can bring in the next generation of Penn Staters, that you can help them live the mission in the way that's meaningful to them and personal to them. And so we are so excited and honored to be a small part of that. And selfishly, I am so excited that Michelle is the recipient of this year's award. I cannot undersell how much she has done for and with our World Campus alumni leadership. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does next. So thank you, Susan.
Thank you for your graciousness.
Of course.
I said to Mark, thank you for your graciousness. I'm so sorry. One quick clap. Is Kelly Kaplan, are you in this room? Kelly, would you please stand up just so everyone can see? One quick clap for Kelly Kaplan. Kelly Kaplan has now officially rotated off of Alumni Council. She has completed 6 consecutive years, so that means she's, by the bylaws, off for 2. Maybe she'll come back. And she has served as our Engagement and Awards Committee chair and has facilitated and led, along with her co-chair, Martha Sharkey, who is unable to be here today, and Jason Foster, who you're seeing on staff, all of the things, all of the awards, all of the reading and the vetting and the scoring. And so thank you, Kelly, for all of your work, and thank you, Jason, for all of your work as well. Yes. All right, next up is the Martin R. Cepeda Jr. Award for Alumni Career Advancement and Development. This award is focused on a Penn State alum who is investing in Penn State students and Penn State alumni as they develop their careers and grow and evolve as professionals. And our award recipient is Donovan Lindsay. Yes, woo! Donovan received his first Penn State degree from Wilkes-Barre campus. Snaps for Wilkes-Barre campus, or claps, snaps or claps, all as well. And then he has really engaged. While he was a student, he was a Blue-White Society member. He was a Lion ambassador. You'll see a theme here. He's very engaged in the Alumni Association. He has been a Fast Start mentor and a Lion Link project sponsor. And his newest title, as of 27 days ago, is member of Alumni Council. So please welcome Donovan.
Thank you. So I remember back when I was in high school, I was at my high school counselor's office, and she was asking me where had I applied to college. And one of the places I, of course, said was Penn State. And she looked at me and she said the weirdest things to me at the time, and she said, "Oh, it's like those people bleed blue and white." I had no idea at the time really what that meant. But I also remember many years later, I was an assistant director of admissions at Penn State, and I did that for about 5.5 years. And I remember seeing the admissions presentation, and I was an out-of-state recruiter, so I go all over the country recruiting for Penn State. And I remember seeing the admissions presentation, and also when I started at Penn State, I got this obsession watching TED Talks. And I remember watching this TED Talk by this guy named Simon Sinek, and he talked about the power of starting with why, and why is what you should really start with. So I remember looking at the admissions presentation, and at the end of the presentation is where we talked about the Alumni Association. So I went to my boss and I said, "I think we're doing this all wrong. I think we should start with the Alumni Association. That's why you start. You start really with what they're going to get out of this." And I remember going to the marketing communications office and pitching this to them, and about a month later they developed this video. And the video basically started from a worldwide view of a globe. That globe then showed around the countries around the world how many alum were in each country. It then zoomed into the United States and showed how many alum were within the United States, zoomed into Pennsylvania, showed each county, and then basically showed around our different campuses in the university, what you're really getting out of this. And it wasn't really what you're getting as a student, although that's great, but you're only going to be a student for 4 or so years. But it's after the fact. It's about what we're talking about, not just the you, but the us, as you were saying. So to receive this award is crazy to me because I can't believe I vividly remember that meeting with my high school counselor and then getting to recruit for Penn State for 5.5 years and then getting asked to do things. And since leaving Penn State, I started a nonprofit business where I've employed about 100 or so different Penn State students and graduates, helping them along the way with their journey, but also going to many different Penn State campuses, talking about professional growth, career growth, and also doing various webinars. So helping out and this service that we all encompass is amazing to be around all of these people because I now, and over the years, I've understood what my high school counselor meant about bleeding blue and white. So I want to leave you with 2 words. We are Penn State. Thank you.
Of course. Do you want them in the background? Yeah. Smile big, everybody. Awesome. You're welcome. It is 2025. Okay, quick little interlude. As I mentioned last interlude, Kelly Kaplan, and we're upcoming committee. I'd like to just let you know that Caitlin Yelenik, Caitlin, is she still here? Yeah, Caitlin, if you wouldn't mind standing so everybody can see you. Caitlin, yes? Caitlin is our engagement, on Alumni Council, our engagement and awards committee chair for this year that has just started July 1st. And from an award committee perspective, this event next year is for awards from January 1st to December 31st of 2025. And Caitlin will be leading and facilitating that work. And Caitlin, we appreciate you. Caitlin comes to Alumni Council as the College of Health and Human Development Alumni Society. And just an acknowledgement that so many societies won awards today, the award recipients today. And I just wanted to acknowledge the great value that all of our affiliate groups, our societies, our chapters, our AIGs, our APGs do in spreading Penn State pride and spirit throughout the world. So Caitlin, thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Next up is the Philip Mitchell, that is right, Alumni Service Award. This award is won by 2 individuals this year, one of whom is here, Bob Boudet. Bob Boudet and his Penn State graduate pal, Will Guthline, took on a monumental task of helping to figure out how 50, including the Daily Collegian, 50 collegiate news organizations that are also 501c3 organizations can be thriving, financially viable organizations in a very changing, interesting, dynamic, challenged space in 2025. They did a lot of research, they did a lot of phone calls, they did a lot of data analytics, and they figured out how not only the Daily Collegian, but others can thrive in this environment and create the space in between student and professional journalist. And Bill and Bob also have a bit of a vision, which I think we are totally on board with, that the Daily Collegian can be the first and best in class for all other collegiate news organizations to look to for how to be a thriving business in this space. So if you would please welcome Bob Boudet to the stage.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, rest of the Penn State Alumni Association for recognizing an initiative, an effort that at least 12 people, including myself, are responsible for. And that is, if you've heard the term, has anybody heard the term news desert as it applies to local communities and the loss of their newspapers? Well, this topic of college newspapers was a research desert. There had been no research on the financial state of college newspapers. And we discovered that 50 college newspapers are, as Susan said, 501c3s, which means you can get their data online, right? You can, and we manually collected more than 7,000 pieces of data from the year 2000 to the most recent fiscal year, 50 times 23 years times 7-8 pieces of data in each one of these IRS 990 forms for their annual report. So we began through this research to see the trends. So before I forget, I just also need to thank the Daily Collegiate Alumni Group, which is probably one of your most rabid alumni groups. So the Daily Collegiate Alumni Group came to us in 2023. The Daily Collegiate was at the risk of losing university funding. It lost that direct university funding. It has gotten some back through student activity fees. But the alumni group, alumni interest group, came to us and said, what can you guys are business people, right? You worked here 50 years ago. It's where I met my dear wife, roughly 51 years, 26 days, 3 hours, and 32 seconds ago. That's where we met, roughly. And what can you guys do to help us, with these kids, these students, turn around the collegian? And they're not listening to us. The Alumni Interest Group said, they're not listening to us because we're 60 years old, 70 years old. Well, I just turned 70, so they're not going to listen to me, especially since I left the news industry 37 years before. So I said, well, we need to do some best practice research. Right? That means you interview a bunch of organizations, and I've done a couple dozen studies to this effect, mostly of Fortune 500 companies. We said, we're going to interview a whole bunch of college news organizations. We're going to collect the data from these 50, and we'll compare the best against the worst, or the best against the rest, to make it more palatable to the rest who need to be interviewed. So what we found was astonishing. The decline in revenue of college newspapers is a very similar slope down to local newspaper advertising revenue growth and total revenue, revenue decline. So we said maybe the kids will listen to data, right, and best practices. They're not going to listen to us because we've been out of the news business too long. maybe they'll listen to a piece of research about what their peers at these 49 other college news orgs are doing. So that's what happened. We finished the study in the spring of 2024, presented it at We Are Weekend in June of 2024, and the Collegian is now starting to adopt some of the practices of this study. And so are a bunch of other college news organizations. A friend of mine who was an editor at the Drexel Daily Triangle said, "We love that study. You know, we have had to prop up the Drexel Triangle because it stopped publication 2 years ago, and now the alumni are kind of going to the rescue, financial rescue of that college paper." So those kind of things are happening at many college newspapers in this country. And college newspapers, it's kind of like NCAA athletics. They're the minor leagues for the major leagues, right? For football, basketball, baseball to some extent. College newspapers are the minor leagues for professional media. And if college media fails, then there goes the great professional training ground for professional media. And we need professional media in this country. We need real news. So I don't know how much you wanted to know about that, but most important thing is 51 years, 3 months, 20 days, and now what is it? Years ago, I met my wife at the Daily Collegian. It took, yes, Kathy Duday. It took, and I'm happy to afterwards tell you about this story. It took 22 years to get the first date, even though we were best friends for 3 years at Penn State. And delighted to be able to share this award with Kathy and 10 other collegianaires and AIG. And hope you read the report. You can find the report. Maybe you guys will give a link. The report is free if you want to learn about the past and current state of college newspapers. Okay? Thank you. All right, thank you.
Bob told me earlier that it took him 22 years to get that first date, but Bob, better late than never, buddy. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. Okay, last award, last but not least award, the Kay and Ernie Salvino Volunteer of the Year Award. And I'm not going to muff the punt on this one. Sorry, Mark. Kay, would you like to join me on stage to say a few words? Kay Salvino, please, everybody, the 78th president of the Penn State Alumni Association and fellow HPA grad.
Hi, guys. Good to see everybody. I want to say to Donovan, if you haven't met Martin Cepeda yet, you need to. He is a great guy. To Caitlin, thank you for all your service. It's just really wonderful. Kathy Hume, congratulations on last year. You are a star example for Volunteer of the Year. And now I'll talk briefly. Oh, and Wendy Egger. I'm sorry, Wendy. Wendy Egger, too. And I have to tell you, Mark and Carol's wedding was the best ever. They had the blue band at the wedding. Wasn't it great? So, Steve Wagman is somebody that I've had the pleasure of knowing a long time. He's Health and Human Development. He is a really good guy. He has his wife here, Ellen. He has Allison and her, what I would call new husband, he's probably not anymore, Andrew, and his son, Evan. They are the best. And I just want to say he deserves this award, and thank you for giving it to him.
So let me add a few words about Steve. Steve has been a 40-year volunteer with Penn State. He's the 80th president of the Penn State Alumni Association. Yes, yeah. He started out on the HPA APG and then came to the College of Health and Human Development Alumni Society, little theme there today. Then came to Alumni Council, where he then became the elected vice president, immediate past president, served on the board of trustees as the immediate past president, got elected to a 3-year term on BOT, and now serves on the board of trustees for Penn State Health. He is Penn State through and through. He leads a family Penn State through and through, and we are so delighted to have you here today as our Volunteer of the Year, Steve.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank and congratulate all the award winners today, individual and chapters and societies and all the groups. We heard today why Penn State is Penn State, and that is the volunteerism, everybody that's here in the room and many others around the world. So for all of us, thank you. I would also like to thank my family because as I travel back and forth to Penn State or anywhere else in the country for the university, my family are the ones that sometimes are behind in eastern Pennsylvania. And so they've spent a lot of time with me on the road, both business-wise as well as for Penn State activities. And then getting this award is actually very, very special because Kay, Ernie, and my family have been friends for a number of years. And what Kay didn't let you know was that when I served with her on the College of Health and Human Development Alumni Society Board, Kay kind of whispered in my ear, "Did you ever think about running for Alumni Council?" And at that point, frankly, I didn't know a lot about Alumni Council. So I did a little bit of research on it, ended up running and served for 9 years. So, you know, this is really special because Kay and Ernie are such great Penn Staters and, like I said, longtime friends. I also want to recognize and thank the Alumni Association staff. Phenomenal, phenomenal people. They do all of this. Yes, please, you can clap a few times. Phenomenal people. And the best thing about being, you know, a volunteer at Penn State is the friendships that you make over many, many years. And some of those friendships now are 40 years plus and growing. So it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be part of the Penn State community. And I think it's incumbent upon all of us to give to the next generation, to our university, and to our students. So thank you, and I wish everybody a wonderful day. Thanks.
Exactly. So I want to do a quick thank you to Joan McLean, Mark and Carol Plobletti, Martin Cepeda, Philip Mitchell, and Kay and Ernie Salvino. These awards are possible because of your generosity and support and continued engagement with Penn State. And on behalf of the Alumni Association, we are so very grateful to you. Thank you. I also want to shout out to all the award winners. And for those of you who are like, how do I get one of those awards? Your award nomination form opens up January 1st, maybe January 2nd. The staff gets a day off. January 2nd, they close March 1st. So please think about the best stuff that you're doing and fill out that nomination form as completely and robustly as you can. As you know, Caitlin will lead a team of about 10 or 12 Alumni Council members that will help create this event next year. And hopefully we get to turn over one of those really beautiful awards to you. And with that, I turn things back over to Ryan to bring us home. Thank you everyone for coming today and safe travels home.
Thank you, Susan. Just a couple things to wrap up here. We went a little bit long and still didn't get any lightning, so I'm very excited about that. I didn't even want to say it out loud again, but I feel like hopefully we're good now for the next 2-3 minutes. First off, just to echo Susan, congrats to all the award winners. Again, our dedicated volunteers, our alumni volunteers are the reason we can do the work that we do as a staff. It means everything, so thank you all so much. And congrats on today. I want to thank Susan as well. Susan just underway on her 2-year term, leading our Alumni Association and our Alumni Council. So Susan, thank you for everything you're doing. A couple other things here. I want to thank everyone who joined in the live stream today. Not sure how many of you were on there, but thanks for being here and joining us virtually. Want to thank Jose Mijangos and the Latin Jazz Quartet. Did I got that right? Thank you so much. You guys sounded incredible. I want to thank as well, for those of you who were here yesterday too over at Hints, you probably recognize a lot of the same faces from the catering and the service folks. Those folks have put in a serious shift on our behalf this weekend, so let's give it up for them. Great food, great service all weekend. A quick follow-up for our award winners. We've got nice boxes over there. If you got one of those big silver things, we got a box to put it in. Probably good to travel with that, so make sure you pick it up before you leave. And also, we're going to take a few group photos for the award winners, so if you can stick around a little bit, pick up your boxes, and we'll get the group photos done. Lastly, I'm going to say it again because they've been incredible all weekend and year-round, our Penn State Alumni Association staff. One more time, please, you can give it up for our staff. On behalf of the Alumni Association, I just want to thank you all for being here, for the time and energy that everybody here this weekend has put into this, and you continue to give to your communities and to the university and to the association. And then last thing, of course, before we go, can we sing the alma mater? Are we doing this? Okay. Thank you, everybody.